Intro a little different today. It's not the same as y'all can see. We got the two beautiful ladies here that we're about to introduce. But let's kick it off right. It's the KDHD. It's your boy Domo, Dominic, Domo from the bricks, whatever you want to call it. And to my right, got to switch it up a little bit today. I got my lovely, the one and only, the best mom in the world. Sorry. My mom, I'm not exposing her name. My mommy. And to my left, I got my boy, the one and only Ross Lee.
Yeah. We're here. Damo. Dad. We're here. John in the house.
Yeah.
Zay in the house. Zay in the house. But B, we call him B. My bad. We call him B. But look, you need his work. He got you. Hey, today is different. It's episode 35, we'll say.
No, I like 32, bro.
It's the Mother's Day special.
Mother's Day special.
To my left, I don't normally to my left, but to my left, you might have seen her in the stands at my games when I was putting up 50. You might have seen her reading the newspaper when she was putting up 50. Or you might have turned on the news and seen her on the script. She is here, the one and only Mama Roswell.
Can we get a round of applause for Mama? Yeah. Come on, man. We are here. Look, this is the first time we had any woman on the show. Wow. So this is double special. You know what I'm saying?
Big special.
This is a big special, you know what I'm saying? So not only is it our moms for the first time, it's the first time we had women. And I feel like they deserve to be the first ones to be on the KDHD show with their sons. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And Damo, what's crazy, Tay said about a year ago, we planned this.
Yeah.
We planned this, and remember you called me, you was like, it'd be cool to have that.
Yeah, we did.
We followed through.
We did.
We're here. We got my mom here. We got his mom here.
Yes.
He threw that best mom thing out.
You know what I'm saying? Love for your mother is on a whole different level.
So what I want to do is, Mom, hey. Should we give out names or it's going on YouTube? We don't have to say names.
Oh, it's what?
It's Dom's mom, Leek's mom.
It's Leek's mom. Okay. It's
because we don't need nobody searching them. We got to go beat somebody up now. You know what I'm saying? I got to be like P.O. it down. Right. You know what I'm saying? They catch me in the middle of the street with somebody in their headlock or something.
I'm going to be honest, I'm going to be at the crib chilling. My mom, she going to handle it herself. She definitely a little tough. She definitely tough for sure. I want to start off with saying Happy Mother's Day. It's coming up.
It's coming. Yes, Happy Mother's Day.
We're going to kick it off. I'm a little nervous. I ain't going to care. I got the Dukes in here. But yeah, we're going to kick it off the right way.
So with that being said, since we got to kick it off different, we got two different guests. We don't usually have two guests. We only did this one time. We had Jay Flock and Joe in here. Joe on the building. So I don't know who to start with.
I think we go around the table. I guess we can start with your mom, or we can flip a coin. Anybody got a coin?
No, let's start with your
we can start with
your
mom.
Go
ahead.
So break it up. Yeah, so
let's break the ice.
Okay.
We are here.
Go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? And before we get to know who your son is, how you feel about your son and your kids and all of that, we want to get to know who you are. So let's get to know who you are, where you come from. You know what I'm saying? How it was growing up, the high school you went to. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Well, for starters, I'm from Portsmouth, Virginia.
So you feel me?
Yeah, from Portsmouth. So, yes, okay. say that without saying much more.
All right.
But I grew up in Southside Gardens, for whoever is familiar, and then we moved to West Parkview.
Okay.
For high school, I went to Wilson, which kind of telling my age because it was Wilson then, which is long gone now. And then I went to IC Northam, which I'm sure everybody's familiar with. IC Northam. Yes. So growing up in Portsmouth, for me, my mom was strict. Okay, so my experience may be very different because we were in the house. We had to stay in the house. Portsmouth was a little rough back then. And you know, the 80s, the 90s, it was a little rough. So, yeah, growing up in Portsmouth, we really didn't do too much. And then we got involved in church. So we spent a lot of time when we were younger, like in church. So that's where many of like my childhood memories are from.
Right.
And Portsmouth, you know, of course, that's where my baby was born.
Big
Big Dom, yes. And prior to that, my TJ.
Okay.
Yes, and then my little one.
Zayden. Shouts out to Zayden.
Yeah, shouts to Zayden. While he here, bro, shout out to you. You let us use the ring. Remember when we first started? He let us use the ring.
Much appreciated. That was his ring. I owe you one, my bad. That's still coming. Yeah, for sure.
You want to get over to my side of town?
Yeah, you get over to your side of town.
We come to my side of town. We got my mom. Hey, Mom.
Hey.
Thanks for coming through. I know where you're from. Tell them where you're from.
So, I claim I'm from Brooklyn. I wasn't born in Brooklyn. My father was in the Army. Parents have 6 children. We traveled all over the place. I was actually born in Oklahoma.
Okay, see. Yeah, okay, see, we did a championship. We went in a ring, bro. My bad, we went in a ring.
I started going to school. I went to kindergarten, first grade in Texas, and the 2nd to 9th grade in Sacramento, California. And I did 1 year in high school at Luther Burbank High School. But my memories from high school is Brooklyn, New York. I went to Abraham Lincoln High School.
Okay, all right now.
I'm gonna try not to tell my age, but I did go to school with Stephon Marbury. So.
You went to school with Stephon Marbury?
What?
I'll drop bro off.
You know, we had our struggles. We were poor. We were living under the poverty line. We ended up homeless, so we moved into the projects in Brooklyn. But we were already in school in Coney Island, going to Abraham Lincoln High. Of the 6 of us, 5 of us went to Abraham Lincoln High. It was the school. If you was a baller,
you
come on now, don't Google me.
No, Stephon. You ever play Stephon? You seen him shooting around out there? Did you 1v1 him?
No. Back in the day, Coney Island was beefing with Bed-Stuy. So I lived in Bed-Stuy, so we were enemies. But I was the captain of the girls' basketball team. I was on the softball team. I was the manager on the soccer team. I was a tomboy. I loved sports, and that's what I did. So,
nice.
Of course, I had all my kids in New York. My baby right here, my young man right here, born right out of Brooklyn. Right out of Brooklyn, Cal Valley, Brooklyn Hospital.
Twin Beans. We got Beans twin.
Yeah, so they're twins. Came a little early, but my daughter is born in Manhattan, so she's still in New York. We still in New York. The town we lived in Queens, but I claim Brooklyn as home.
Okay.
And what year did we make that jump to come out here?
So we moved out here in 2000. Yeah,
perfect time.
Yeah, you and Beans were 13 months.
Okay, 13 months. I was giving myself like 3 years in New York.
People asking you where you're from, like New York.
You and Beans learned to walk right here in Norfolk. I couldn't walk when we got here at 13 months.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
You know what they say about late learners, Dom?
I don't know what they say.
Well, all right, so we got that caught up. You get here to Virginia, and where do you go from there? Like, when you got here, what was the reason for the move?
So, this is grandmother, my mother. She was born in Norfolk, Virginia. So my mom had come home. She had been down here for quite some time. She had been maybe, Chanel was 6, maybe 4 years at the time. And we just navigated, all of my siblings, we navigated down here. So wanting to be closer to my mother, I had just had the twins, and I had my daughter, single mother, living in the projects. I wanted the family connection to be next to my mother. So I decided in 2000 on my mother's birthday, August 26th, just to move down here and be closer to family. So that's why we got here.
And you know what? Can we get a round of applause for
Mama?
And I want to say, before we get into it, I want to thank you for doing that, because I feel like that's what made the connection. Us being around Mama's house and all of that. That's where the bond came, you know what I'm saying? That's how we made the connection we got now. How I became close with literally all of y'all, your whole family, the brothers, the cousins.
We gonna
middle school.
Seventh grade.
Seventh grade.
And your mama was right there all the time.
Mama was the same tough on us as she was on
They can't come to the yard if they don't respect it.
That's right.
So a lot of people wasn't at the yard. And then Damo, they start showing a little respect. They can come around. They cool.
You know, it's always good over there, man.
Oh yeah.
But that was a lovely experience, man. You know, it was really amazing. So, both of y'all got 3, right? You have 3 boys, 2 boys, 1 girl.
Yes.
Okay. So, my question to you: how was it raising twins? Because I know you had the girl by herself, and then you had the twins. So, what was the difference?
So girls can be challenging because of all the things that they go through. And me being a tomboy and loving sports and doing that, it was actually easier raising the 2 because they had each other.
Okay.
So like with my daughter, I had to be there, she wanted to play, she wanted to do this. I had to, make the time for her. And I'm not saying I didn't make time for my sons, but they had each other. So they never fought each other. They were yin and yang, freaking frack. Where was Beans? They were together, always together. And growing up, y'all all were together, so it was very easy. It was very easy. Some days I used to feel like they were they had this little baby language that I didn't understand.
They probably did.
And then they would look at me and they would both start laughing. I'm like,
No, they're talking about me.
Talking about mama is crazy.
Or I'd be like, if I tell one no, I learned very quickly. I had to tell them both no, because the one would be like, well, she didn't say it to me. So I was constantly repeating myself. So I learned quickly that I'm going to just, even though you ain't did that, you're going to get fussed out too, and I'm going to tell you no, then I just don't have to worry about it after that. But it was actually pretty easy. If anyone has the opportunity to experience having twins, it's amazing watching them grow, being together. Because I thought they're fraternal. They don't have that identical bond. The bond is absolutely there. It was absolutely there. It's like, and they're like 2 sides of one coin, even though they're 2 individuals. So.
Right. Okay, that's dope.
They call it sun and moon.
Yeah, like night and day. Because Beans is quiet. This one here.
Dad, can you tell my mom nobody heard a word from me at UPS my first couple of months?
You can't lie to his mother. You can't lie. He won't about to lie.
You want me to do it?
He pleads the 5th. Facts.
Oh my God.
He's smart.
Well, Mom, let me ask you. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you, but I know you said that you were a tomboy, so it's easier for the boys. I wanted to ask you, what got you into like the sport, the football thing? Because you was Cowboys for a while.
Oh no, I'm still Cowboys.
Unfortunately.
For a while.
But what was that like? I'm a Cowboys fan. What made you like that star?
Because Cowboys are America's team. I mean, so even though I claim New York and everybody thinks I would be a Giants fan.
Giants.
No, they battle for the bottom. We're not going to do that.
Okay.
I'm going
Giants
Oklahoma.
fans.
So Oklahoma doesn't have an NFL team. So I had options.
All right.
So I decided to choose wisely. But Mama was a Cowboy fan. Now I'll tell you, back in California, and when I was in the 2nd grade, I was a Raiders fan.
Ooh.
I had the leather, with the leather sleeves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
But that's just
starter
because
one?
I was a
Nice
child.
colors.
Nobody was guiding me.
Yeah. All right.
Word.
Poor Raiders.
Now, I ain't gonna lie, that Raiders gear be fly too.
No,
Yeah,
Sometimes
yeah,
you throw that
nice
Raiders
colors,
hat,
yeah.
boy, you can throw on anything with that Raiders hat, dog. For real, for real.
Black
Yeah, you feel me?
So like what made it the Star again? Sorry, I never, cause I don't know why you went
America's
to the Star.
team?
America's team.
Yeah, America's
Because
team.
it was
you
a
had-
wise decision.
Cause they had Randall Cunningham, Reggie
No.
White.
Yeah, Roger Craig, Ronald. Yeah, we had a really good team. Emmett Smith, let's go. Troy
Oh.
Aikman, let's go.
I can't
Okay.
I can't
Let's
speak
go.
down
I
on
should
Emmett
say
Smith.
had.
Okay.
Oh Lord, we had a good team.
I can't
You
speak.
got with there too? Oh, I thought we were
Yeah,
vibing
no,
over there.
If the girl look good, yes.
Mom, let me ask you.
Yes.
Now, you didn't have twins or you didn't have a separate gender, but you did have kids in different generations.
Yes.
So you had me and my brother around the same decade. Well, in the same decade, not even around the same, in the same decade. But we had a big jump with Zayden. Now, what would you say is the difference between raising me and my older brother and then raising Zayden?
Well, first of all, when I found out I was pregnant, my friends had an intervention with me. They sat me down and they were like, "What is wrong with you? Have you lost your mind? The kids are getting ready to be out of your home. You getting ready to be free. What's wrong with you?" And I'm like, "I don't know." They're like, "Are you sure? What's wrong with you?" So Dominic and Zayden, they're 16 years apart. Okay, so that's a huge jump. A huge jump. Looking back now, I probably should have had another one for Zayden to have a sibling to grow up with. It made it much easier with you and TJ growing up because y'all had each other. You could, do everything together, play football, play your video games, just everything. One can look out for the other. But with Zayden, it's like what you said with your girl. Like, I'm literally on the floor, like, playing with cars and I mean, I gotta go home and when I get off work, I gotta play games and play with G.I. Joes and, so.
Okay.
And it's like, he's like, "Mom, can you have," we got past, no, we're not having another child. Then we moved on to well, can you adopt a child? And I'm like, Zayden. So it's like, he's almost like an only child, because everybody is so much older than him.
Yeah.
So that's like, just that y'all really had each other. Yeah.
And that is key, having each other. I would say.
Yeah. And then the generation is different. The kids now are different.
Ruthless.
I mean,
Ruthless, crazy.
thankful mine is a little bit together, or so I think. Or when he's in my presence, he got he got good sense. But I'm like, oh my God, it's different now. It's very, very different.
Well, having a girl, she really helped me with them. She's like 5.5 years older, so
Oh yeah.
having twins, I could have one, and she was really good at helping me and making sure they were good. So I can't complain.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. And that was the same thing with y'all, because y'all were like so old. Like, okay.
Yeah, I used to go to with
Take
them
a
all the
nap now.
time. Now, I see a lot of times whenever Zayden was a baby, they used to think that was my child. And I said, nah, that ain't my kid. I ain't got no kids, bro. I ain't got no kids right now, because y'all tripping. But, so I wanted to ask y'all, because now, me and Lee, we close to our cousins. So, with us having cousins, that means y'all have brothers and sisters. So, how many brothers and sisters do you have? Start off.
I have 8.
8.
Yes, 8.
She got 8.
And Mom, how much you got? You can top that, right?
No. I have 5. There's 2.
Okay.
So
Between my mother and father, yep. 8.
how many
Same
boys
mother
and how
and
many?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, well, between my mother and father.
Oh,
Papa
okay.
was a Rolling Stone.
Okay.
Oh yeah, because that's what I was in my head trying to think like, yo, who is she talking about? But that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm only thinking about Nanny's kids.
Yeah.
Like I'm thinking, I'm like Uncle Boovie, Uncle Elwood, and Nene, and Dede, but that's it. But that's in my head. But I'm thinking your dad did have,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, a couple of kids itself.
Yeah.
Dang, that's
Hey,
tough,
hey,
man.
hey,
Papa
hey.
was a rolling stone. And Papa was a rolling stone,
Yes.
man.
Mhm.
But yeah, so with that, how many brothers and how many sisters? How many boys and girls?
It is. Let me see. Lena does it right now. Chelsea. So that's 4.
4 sisters.
Mm-hmm.
And 3 brothers, right?
Yeah.
And 3 brothers. Dang, how about you?
4 sisters and 1 brother.
And 1
4
brother.
sisters,
That's
1
big
brother.
yours?
Yeah.
It doesn't make you yeah, what?
Yeah,
Yeah,
right
that's my dog right there. Yeah.
That's your
But that I will say the reason I brought that up because we do with y'all having y'all brothers and sisters, our aunts and uncles. We were close to our cousins. With Leak, you
Right.
got TJ, Pop, you know what I'm saying, all that. And then with me, I got Jai, you know what I'm saying. That's really the only ones around my age. But around TJ age, you got Jasmine and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So like me and Jai was real close.
Yeah, that's
that
my
was
nephew.
that was my little
Yeah,
brother.
but
My
That was my
nephew's
little
son
brother.
right there.
Hey,
Now,
out the script, was Ja ever small? Like as a kid, was he ever like regular sized kid, or was he
bro,
always
regular
like,
size, right?
He was for
He
was
was?
for a little while, and then he just
like,
shot
shot
up, just
Yeah.
shot up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nah, Jai did have a crazy,
For real?
bro. And I say Jai had a crazy growth spurt.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
did.
had a
I
crazy
think he was
growth
like 13. Who knows? I mean, but he was
He just flew out
Yep.
of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy,
Yep.
crazy.
So now it's time to get to know you, but not the getting to know you questions.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Some of the questions is really like what it is. Now I want to see which one of y'all want to go first for these questions. I'm gonna let y'all choose.
Make a difference. What
Yeah,
kind of questions was this?
We could just go 1-1.
1-1?
Each-
All right,
each
let's
question
get it.
and answer.
Let's start off over here, and this is an easy question. What was your first job?
First job coming up. First job.
First job,
Uh-oh.
Subway.
Subway. I knew that.
Subway.
I knew that answer. I knew that.
Hey.
So look at sandwiches.
I was a Toys R Us kid.
Yo,
I knew that one. All right.
Okay, that was fire.
Okay.
All right. Now we going over here. We're gonna start with you first. Let's see. Cause we got a couple of questions here. Let's see what we want to ask first. All right. What is something that you wanted to do for your kids when they were kids that you didn't get to do?
I wanted to take my kids to Disneyland.
Disneyland.
Yeah, I wanted
Okay.
to take them to Disney. You see the commercials, and when the kids get ready to go, they're just so excited.
Yeah.
And I never had the opportunity to take.
Okay.
It's all good.
What about you?
I wanted to take you guys to California. Like, we went a lot of places on the East Coast and we did a lot of that, but we never made it to the West Coast.
Yeah, we was out of town.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right, we back to you.
Okay.
How you doing?
Good.
All right. Do you remember your mother's reaction to your first child?
So what, me telling her I was pregnant or to him or... Because, that's Nanny's baby.
Now, to find her, to let her know.
Well, it's no secret I was very young when I had him. So, I do. It was disappointment.
Mm-hmm.
But it was understandable. Like I said, I was young. So, what else? I mean,
Okay.
what you expect. You go to your mother, but then as time progressed, we'd be in the store and, she'd start picking stuff up. And then, as I stated today, nobody can mess with that child. None of us, none of her kids, nobody. Jaheim, am I lying saying anybody? That's her baby. TJ.
I can mess with her.
Nanny
I don't know what
baby.
you're talking about. I can mess with her. I can mess with her.
Yeah, but I think
I can
maybe
mess with anybody.
it was shocking for her too. I mean,
Yeah.
What was Mama's reaction? How did Mama?
So me and my best friend got pregnant together. Our daughters are 11 days apart. So when my mom found out, I had already was sneaking out and living with my baby father, and we were gonna take my mom to like dinner and tell her. But somebody, I guess, dropped and she pulled me to the side. She fussed me out. So,
Mm.
I ain't ready to be no grandmother because I was the first one to get pregnant. So,
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mama was hot.
Oh, mama was hard.
For a while.
But after I had it.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna cool it down a little bit. How many kids did you want before having your kids?
Yeah.
I was gonna have a bunch of kids.
You want to have a bunch?
I was gonna have 26 and give them all a name in the alphabet.
Dang.
This is obviously before
Before you-
I wanted to have a bunch of kids.
You know, whenever you a kid, you just be coming up with anything in your head.
Big
Yeah.
What about you?
Well, for me, my grandmother had 13 kids. And so I was thinking like maybe 5, because I was like, Grandma, how did you do it? Like 13 kids. That's a lot of kids.
I know
But
you-
5,
I know you always wanted a girl too.
yeah, but I got my grandbabies now.
You
so.
got your grandbaby.
And plus, girls, I don't know. They're harder to raise.
Yeah, so,
y'all
yeah,
they say,
that-
society says boys
Nah.
are easier
Yeah.
to raise.
Nah,
I
my-
think
oh, yeah,
God blessed me.
Yes,
He
you are.
knew.
Not my
Yeah.
niece.
Yeah,
That's
he
what-
knew.
my niece-
And that's what
But now I got
yeah.
my babies,
Yeah.
3 granddaughters.
So if y'all could have all boys, if it was a chance just to have all boys because they were easy, would y'all want?
She already had all boys.
I wouldn't because then I wouldn't be able to experience it.
Yeah,
I wouldn't. Chanel's a girl's girl. She showed me the girly side because she's completely opposite of me. She did the modeling, the cheerleading. She was a girly girl. So no, I wouldn't change the way it is.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. I feel like this is a good one. What celebrity reminds you of your child?
Oh man.
So whenever you like, whenever you
Of
watching
you?
see a show or a movie or something like that, what is like every time you see this person, you like that's Dom or that's Lee?
And is this based off y'all favoring them or you kind of act like them?
I would
or-
say act like.
Okay, well, you
That's what
it's
I'm kinda-
Kevin Hart. It's just Kevin Hart. It's Kevin Hart. Yes.
Oh, man.
You're always joking and playing around. That's you.
I don't
Yeah.
know what she's talking about.
Yeah.
You got any?
I don't know because
Any actors?
I don't know about actors, but I know like growing up, he was Meek Mill. There's Meek.
Yeah.
That's facts.
That was my boy right there.
All right. So, I feel like this is the most important question on my list. One of the most important questions on my list. If y'all could give a young or first-time mother advice, what would you give them? What would you say?
I would tell her accept all the help that's given to you. You know, especially first time moms want to protect the baby and think that they have to do everything.
Mm-hmm.
I would tell them if you have family, you have a support system that is willing to help you, accept the help so you can get the rest. Let them take care of the baby while you take a nap. And don't worry so much about the small things. Like sometimes you got to forego cleaning up so that you make sure that you're healthy. That's what I would tell them.
Okay. What about you?
I would agree with that wholeheartedly. That is something that's very important because when they say it takes a village, it really, really does. That's why I was thankful to have people like your mother. You know, they would go outside. I knew he was going there. I didn't have to worry about it. You know, and then don't be so hard on yourself as a single mother. You know, take that time out. You deserve that time, and you need that time to be able to give your kid what they need. All of you,
Right.
you know.
Right. Can we get a round of applause?
Round of
for single mothers?
applause.
Yes.
Yeah, for single mothers, get a round of applause.
I love both of those answers.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. All right. When did y'all, at what age or what year, however y'all want to put it, did y'all realize we were going to be the way that we are now?
You guys?
Yeah, like the way that we act.
I'm gonna say 2002. I knew it very early.
Yeah,
Very
you were probably
early.
about 4.
You
Very early.
I was chilling watching the Rugrats at 4. Come on, man.
You would do stuff. You would.
You have
have
been
been-
Dom did. What do we do? Like to give y'all this impression that we
Take
would
the
be
Uno
crazy.
cards and throw them all over the floor and take his clothes off and run
I
around
was butt
naked.
naked.
Run around naked.
I was butt naked.
What was that for? What was that for?
I was butt naked.
What was that
would do it at the doctor's office.
See?
You would take all your clothes off
See?
and just
See?
scoot around.
Come on, bro.
See?
Babies wouldn't take his clothes off, but you would. And it was like back then you could see the personalities.
Yeah.
What?
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
Yeah.
That's
Dang.
crazy. I have to remember something like that
surprised.
as well.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie to you. She put it up there. I realized it's a picture of me.
It is. Yeah.
What?
I needed proof of it.
Oh my god.
After the Uno cards on the floor.
Dumb was real.
And look, bro, every time the Pharrell song, what was the Pharrell song that used to come
Oh my
on?
gosh. what
Every
is that
time we
song?
in the car, I taking my shirt
What?
off,
Yeah.
swinging my shirt around.
Because in the
Yeah.
video, Pharrell takes his shirt off.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
in the car. That's
yeah.
Pharrell. Come on.
That's so dumb.
Oh man, that's a crazy moment. Dang, I forgot all about Uno Damo.
Uno Damo,
I'm
man.
gonna have to tell my girl about that when we get back to the house. It's like, all right. Oh, what is something that all your kids have in common?
Like that one top shadow.
They don't like mushrooms.
Oh yeah, I can't stand mushrooms. bro.
I
I can't stand mushrooms.
Ew.
What else do y'all all
Because I don't like them.
See,
I was like, is this like a boy thing? I don't know.
I'm gonna say me.
And I'm thinking, what else?
something that we all
One
do in
loves
common.
football, the other one loves basketball.
Right.
And I'm just better than them at
The
everything.
other one is just versatile. Y'all like different music.
They don't agree with that.
They didn't know I'm the GOAT, bro.
I think y'all are just all unique.
Unique,
different.
yep.
That-
Mhm.
I don't think there's that other than
Nah,
the
that's
bond
real.
that you have.
Yeah.
But there's- yeah.
Nah, that's real.
Maybe I would say we all can agree on your Mac. We all like your Mac. We say that Mac. We like the Mac. We all
So,
the Thanksgiving Mac.
yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah, we love the mama's cookies.
I know
We love mama's cookies.
That is.
But I don't know.
Now we all love the ostrich
Ostrich
egg.
egg.
Ostrich.
Yeah, I think I
Yeah.
told bro about it too. One day you might have to bring that
Oh,
ostrich
yeah.
egg to the
Oh,
KDHD.
yeah.
You make it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
The whole ostrich or just the egg?
Nah, it's not the actual
It's
ostrich.
not really.
Nah, it's just in the sauce.
Yo, I'm not crazy. I seen a guy on YouTube cooking a whole
But yeah,
ostrich.
Nah,
they
seen
do.
it before.
But no,
Okay.
it's just a
But the
regular
egg,
egg.
is it like
Yeah.
boiled egg? Or?
Yeah, it's a boiled egg, and it's like a meatloaf around it. And you put a boiled egg in
Yeah,
it.
that joint be.
This egg must be big.
That joint, bro. When I tell you that joint bust, bro.
For real.
Oh my god, bro.
Yeah.
That's I just said it. that joint fine. My bad.
Yeah. Put it on the side.
I got you. I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. A follow-up question to that. It's kind of similar to that question. What do you see that we have in common with y'all?
Well, you know us, our music. I could take your playlist on
What?
a 10-hour drive and just play it. Yeah, yes. It's
That's-
the music.
that's-
I'm putting on that everything.
Yeah.
I'm putting on that
Yes.
Wu-Tang, Lauryn Hill.
Yes,
you feel
yes,
me?
yes,
I might throw in a little bit
yes.
of Barry J. You
Yes,
know?
yes, okay,
You never
so
know what's
yes.
going to come on.
That's what it
You know a little
is.
something,
Oh,
Some
yeah.
Jay-Z, yeah, all of it.
Yeah.
So I think you have my personality. Like my I go hard in the paint for my team. Like
Yeah.
my quick comebacks, just the outgoing personality, talking to everybody. I think that's what you get from me. I think of all
Listen.
my kids, you're most like me in that aspect.
She ain't lying.
Mm.
She ain't lying. I done been around leaks for so long.
I would definitely say the care. I wouldn't say carefree, but the joking.
Yeah.
Not so serious.
Yeah.
Walking them, cause we used to be in the precinct, and my mom should be in there joking with everybody.
Yeah.
So it's like I kind of see that coming up, and I'm like, I guess that's how you supposed to be. You walk in the room, they gonna know you in the room. You see what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah.
Oh, she's here.
Yeah.
So
For sure.
I would say I am kind of like you in that. I don't like the Cowboys, but you see the Birds.
It's still NFC East.
I love the Birds, man.
So I got one more for y'all before we get the leaks questions. We got, what is your favorite thing that you've done with us as a kid? And then what is something that y'all would love to go do with us in the future?
So my favorite thing, and I wish my daughter was there. So when they were about 14, I took them to their first NFL game.
Oh, for real?
And I found a game in Philly. Shout out to Lincoln Financial.
That's it.
And they were playing
The Lions. Yeah,
So Beans
see
like the
picture?
Lions,
Right there. He
and
jumping.
oh,
He
that was
jumping.
perfect.
and it was we drove out to Philly, amazing, because I call it the snowball, because we got there, Leek was able to do what he does and go tailgate, and Beans is very quiet, so he kind of stayed back, and it was just an amazing experience. It started snowing, and it was just phenomenal. We didn't drive back home. I was like, we can't drive in the snow. Let's stay an extra day. And that night in the hotel before the game, well, actually that Saturday night, they found a Sixers game, because the Sixers stadium and the football stadium are next door to each other.
Yeah.
So we went to a 76ers game.
Wow.
Like, you can
We went to a
literally
76ers
walk
game.
to-
I stopped in the office and I was like, hey, I'm an office here. And he was like, okay. I said, they want a cheesesteak because I don't eat cheesesteak. He gave us an escort to the
Love
cheesesteak spot.
cheesesteak.
He escorted us back to the hotel. They was like,
corner
oh,
store,
mom,
Davis
mom.
spot.
I know
Yeah.
people.
Right.
Nah, we
But
was
it
at the
was.
bodega.
It was. I would really like in the future to go on like a vacation or something
Yeah,
with not
family.
just my kids but my grandkids as well. I think that would
Yeah.
be
We need like
That would be
we
nice.
need to do like the Airbnb or something.
Yeah.
Just something.
Yeah.
Start small.
like
start,
when we went out
Yeah.
to Florida.
yeah. But we start close through OBX, something like that.
Banks.
Just something
Yeah.
close, and
Yeah,
we just
that'd
get
be
everybody
cool.
to come out. Just
Yeah.
start small.
Start small,
Yeah.
That would
Yeah.
be dope. Have everybody there.
Memories. The taste could be there.
Yes.
We team T. Alright, what about you, mother?
For me, it would be the week we spent in New York on spring break. Yeah,
I remember
When we
that.
went
to
to-
that wax museum.
yeah,
Is
the
that
Wax
it?
Museum.
Ooh, I was scared.
It was scared of everybody, and I'm like, look, they really look like the real people. They're just people.
Exactly.
And then they had the big Hulk one. I said, oh my God, why?
Boy.
Big
Why?
Hulk?
He's
Bro.
screaming. We're like trying to take a picture because they have Hulk like set up like he's grabbing you.
Oh.
And it's set up for you to take
And it
a
looks
picture.
Bro, like 12 feet tall, bro.
This guy
Swole,
right
straight
here.
muscle.
I mean,
You
he
feel
is
me?
having a fit.
I'm
He
not-
do not want to take this picture, so finally he took the picture. But we did that. We went to the Apollo.
Oh, sweet.
What else did we do when we were in New York?
Can I talk about that real quick? They could have at least had Spider-Man. You feel me? I feel like Spider-Man would have been cool. He probably around the same. He ain't the same height as me as a kid, but
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? He probably like 6 foot
Oh,
even.
he
You know
been on
what I'm
the
saying?
We need to
Yeah.
make Spider.
Yeah, I feel more comfortable with
Yeah,
him.
somebody more.
Right.
I'm watching Hulk break down tanks and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. And I see Spider-Man being a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
You know what?
We would have been good.
But what about Miley Cyrus? Remember Miley Cyrus? You was scared of Miley
You was
Cyrus?
scared
of Miley
It was Miley
Bro,
Cyrus.
chill.
Just little Miley.
Bro, cause why these things just you got your eyes is wide open, you not moving, yo. I don't trust them. They had probably had aliens in there or something, man.
What else did we do? We went to the World Trade where that happened. We went to go see that. But what I would like to do with you guys, I would like to take like a big family cruise. Like maybe, I ain't gonna say too many days. Let me see, 1, 2, 3. You know how family is. Okay, we're gonna do about 4 days.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna do a 4-day
Okay.
cruise.
Yeah.
And we're gonna take the whole family. And that would be very, very nice.
We went to the Lego store in there too.
Oh.
I think that was the first time I've been in a Lego store.
And the
ever.
huge Toys
Yeah.
R Us store that they got in New York. Yes, I
That's the
mean
one you
huge.
went
Oh,
I was in those.
Huge.
What?
y'all know I'm a
They
big
probably
wrestling
34th Street.
fan, so this was around the time where they had Floyd Mayweather versus the Big Show. So every time I look at a little big
man.
billboard, you see the
Oh.
Big Show and Mayweather on the side, and y'all was like, yeah.
Yeah.
But I ain't never watched.
Yeah.
Well, I watched it in the future, but I ain't watch it then. That would have been nice.
Yeah, it was nice. Y'all were really like amazed because I think other than that, DC was probably the busiest city that you ever
Yeah,
been
we
to
went to DC a lot.
before then, but we went there a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, we went to
But
DC.
New York, they were just like looking like, wow. You know how it is when you go to New York.
So
I
what?
prefer going for shopping, but
Yeah, you did have us in a lot of stores. and
Yeah,
stuff,
but I mean,
I was kind of
yeah.
mad about it. That's when I was an impatient child. I was a little impatient, so I think I got more patience now. You can get 10 minutes out of me now.
So you want to go shopping?
Nah, I'm
tomorrow?
good. I'm
You
good.
sure?
I'm good. Nah, I'm good. But I do have an answer to that question.
Going shopping?
Well, not to that question. So the question I asked, but on the second half of it, something in the future, right? I look at us as all as family.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
A loving family with a whole crew. You talking Leek, you talking Beans, you talking Joe, Vaughn, all of them. I see like a whole. Those are my. Those are my brothers. You feel me? And what I want to do in the future, I want to get all of our families together, and let's do a whole big get together, cookout style. You know what I'm saying? People bring some food and stuff. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Have a good time, conversate. Maybe we do some tournaments and stuff. I drop some people up. 2v2s, 3v3s, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm not losing, so it's like
we don't.
That's
lose.
I ain't losing.
I'm gonna keep the score.
You know what I'm saying? Whoever on my team. You know what I'm saying? Whoever on my team, you getting a W. That's all that matters.
Like nephews.
Yeah.
We've always y'all are nephews. Yeah.
It's like, that's the way that we seen it. It's like we always seen y'all not as like Leek's mom or Joe's mom or something like that. It was like, nah, that's my mom. You know what I'm saying? That's mama right there. Whenever I'm over here, that's mama. Like the same thing with mama. Whenever I'm over here, this is my grandma too. This is not just Leek grandma, this is my grandma. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I would really love to do that. What you got, Leek?
I got a couple questions. I got about 5 questions. Nothing too crazy. So just like the first one. What's the funniest thing you ever said or done as a parent? What do you think it is? What's one of the funniest things you ever think y'all done?
In my
Yeah, Mom, you go first. I guess you go first. Because you've done some funny things.
I had y'all young, so I was growing up with y'all.
Okay.
So I had just went to a trunk or treat at my job, and I was dressed like Mr. Incredible. So Leek and Beans both worked at Bojangles.
Man. The Bodies. Oh, man.
And I guess he wanted to go outside on his break and sit in the car because they were driving, so he had the navigator. And he locked the keys in the car with the car running. And just got home. He called me. He like, Mom, I locked the keys in the car. Let me bring the spare key. But I still have my costume on, right?
Oh, man.
So I get to Bojangles. I unlock take the keys out. But I got to take the keys inside. So I come in my costume and I say, I'm here to save the day. And Beans is in the back, but Beans is in the front, right? Beans' face just went. Beans said, Leek, your mama's here. They didn't even claim me. So Leek was coming out the bay. You know, he always laughing and smiling. He's like, Ma, you doing too much.
She was there like
I took a quick selfie screenshot. And I did post it on Facebook. When your mom saves the day. It's so many things. Bojangles, I think, was so I had Leek in the car with me. And we were going through the drive-through. Beans is at home, and I said, what do you want? He like, oh, Ma, now, he works there. Oh, Ma, I want a Schwan chicken sandwich. I'm like, a what? A Schwan chicken sandwich.
You know what that is.
What is Schwan? I'm looking at the menu like, where is Schwan? Where is it at on the menu? He's like, it's right there. I'm like, spell it for me. He said C-A-J-U-N.
All right. Before we go anywhere. What is J-U-N?
I said, that's Cajun. So we get home, and I say to Beans, hey, Beans, what does C-A-J-U-N spell? He said, Schwan. It's Bayside High School teacher. So like some time passes and I get off of work and I'm like, let me go through the drive-thru. So I get up and I order, but I recognize the voice on the drive-thru. And I said, wait, there's one more thing I'd like to order. So the voice say, yes, ma'am, what is it that you like? I said, I want a Schwan chicken sandwich.
Oh my God.
He said, come on, Mom.
Oh my God.
Oh, man.
I mean, they kept me laughing the whole time
my
growing up.
See,
Yeah.
that's why we call it League Top 5 Troll. That's why we're top 5.
Oh Lord.
Hey, that's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, let's see.
yeah,
Girl, I ain't got nothing like that.
Oh, God.
I ain't got nothing close to that. Let me see what was a funny moment.
I don't know.
I don't know. I know a funny moment with you when you went to school.
Don't,
No,
nah.
Okay.
Don't do that, bro.
Which one, me or him?
Nah, you-
I was gonna ask Dom, is there any moments that he can remember from your mom doing something that just had you like blown or crazy? Like,
Nah, I ain't even gonna lie to you, bro. It's crazy. How old was I, bro? I think I was like 11 or 12. I swear, my mama used to do this because I was like, I keep it a stack. Whenever it came to school, I gave my mama a hard time. Like, you know what I'm saying? But one day I was supposed to be doing my homework, and my mom would joke here and there, but my mom is like, I'm not one of your little friends, Mom. You know what I'm saying?
okay.
My mom would get the joking around like she's a teacher, whatever. They get me to do my homework.
Whatever works.
Yo, I forgot what she said, but she used to say something and I would be geeked every time. Like every time she would say it, bro, I'm just laughing, bro. Like,
Because I had to get creative with you because when you were in school, you wouldn't listen to the teachers, but at home, you would listen to me. So let me, be a little bit of both for you.
that's crazy. It used to go crazy. I know the story she was about to tell. She was, man.
What?
So, one day, bro. Lord. Cause bro went to school with 2 left boots on.
Oh my God. Okay, y'all know Sybil has always been popular, right? So you got TJ. He's 3 years older than Dominic. So of course their shoe size is a little bit different. So he took one of TJ's left boots and took one of his, and he had on 2 left Timberlands.
2 left Timberlands.
It wasn't too big.
I guess. No, it's quick. Now I ain't gonna lie. I do remember it. Cause I'm kind of like as I'm walking, I'm like, yo, this shit look like, yo, I'm like, what's up? And I'm looking at it. I'm like, damn, this drink, dude. I said, maybe I'm tripping. In my head, I'm like, maybe I'm tripping. I'm still walking. As I realized whenever I'm on the way back home from school on the school bus is whenever I realized I had on 2 left Timbs.
You went all day?
I went all day, bro.
gosh.
I'm in school. I went there in class. Yeah,
Crazy.
Oh, my
He a
Lord.
different breed, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Another question I got, kind of serious, but not so. For any listening, upcoming moms to be, how would you say, or how did you guys find balance when being like the friendly mom, but also laying the belt to the, you know what I mean? And setting structure. How did y'all do that?
With me, seeing as I was a little bit young, when I had the kids, I was determined to kind of set that boundary.
Okay.
I want to play around with you. We're going to have some fun, but like he said, I ain't one of your little friends.
Yeah, I used to come in the house talking like, oh,
and I tell Zayden the same thing. I'll be like, I'm not one of your little friends. So sometimes it's kind of hard and difficult to do, especially back then when you are so young and you're raising your kids, but at the same time, they kind of raising you too. You're growing together. Okay. So finding that balance then, it was harder, but I've definitely learned. So 16 years later, I'm like, okay, this is how you do this, okay?
Yeah. Okay.
Step 1, step 2. So, yeah. But, just set that boundary. They knew that, we're going to play around, but you can still respect me as your mother.
For sure.
Yeah.
You gotta have that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think it was just watching the way my mother raised us, because my mom did not play. She had a wicked left hand. And I didn't want to be heavy-handed with the physical discipline. And then being a police officer, you know, I had to be mindful of that as well. But it was more so just making sure I was present, making sure that I corrected bad behavior when it happened and didn't let it linger. I didn't laugh and think that it was funny, and that my support system was consistent as well. So, you know, when my kids weren't with me, they was with mama.
That's
so
right.
I knew, you know, that they would, and I kind of used that kind of model, you know, because my mom, they didn't give my mom a hard time.
Right.
And, you know, just making sure that I was consistent and I was present and I was available and I was addressing the things that came. I didn't want anything to linger. If you did something wrong, we didn't wait 3 weeks to address it, because then it's not effective.
Right.
So I think it's just being present. And also, like you said, I'm not your friend. I'll do fun things with you, but I'm still your mother. You're still gonna respect me. You're not gonna talk to me like you're crazy.
Right.
And we're not gonna have these problems. I gotta come up to the school.
Oh,
There's gonna be a problem. I gotta come up.
it's gonna be a problem.
Because I'm gonna tell you, 6th grade, I was at the school a lot.
Mm.
None of my kids gave me. I never had to go to school for anybody in school.
You know, Northside was a little crazy.
Northside was a little crazy.
6th grade, and I realize now that some of the things manifest from you. Because when I was in the 6th grade in California, it was elementary school. But 6th grade, I stayed in trouble the whole 6th grade.
Okay, we done figured out the core.
like,
Now we know it.
And that's pretty much it. Just be, you know, when they're doing wrong, if you sit and laugh with them, then they think that the behavior's okay.
Right.
You've got to discipline it. You know, you don't want to be the disciplinarian, but if you don't, it'll impact them in the future.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think that's why y'all turned out so good.
Yeah.
And I would say for me coming up, I knew things were serious when I heard that Khalik. It was the tone when she said
It's a
Khalik.
mind
Right,
thing.
right.
It's
That's
a
right.
mind thing.
That's
It's either
right.
a look.
Yep.
Because when we would be in the streets, if I had them out with me and I had my uniform on, they would try to try me.
Oh man.
And I'd look, do we need to go to the bathroom?
Okay.
Well, we can go to the bathroom. And then that would shut it all down. So, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
a nice. I like those answers. I like those answers. That's real though.
That's experience.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
going
Yeah.
through it sometimes, yeah.
But I think that this is good. Before you get to the next
Okay,
question, I think this would be good for like you know, any mothers that are watching that's, you know, kind of having a hard time or
Right.
feel like it's too much on them and pressure.
And
you know what I'm
it's
saying?
like that. I think you agree. Like,
Oh,
it was times that I would feel bad because of my work, and I was at work a lot. That I would feel bad, like, am I being a bad mom? Am I, you know? But I trusted my family, you know, to help me out there. I felt bad, like I'm always at work. What are my kids gonna think? So I had to find ways to make it up. So, you know, nobody works harder than a single mother.
Yeah.
She makes it happen because she has no other choice. So what I started doing was, when I would do my community engagement, I brought my kids with me. They used to work concession stands.
Oh, yeah.
They would go to the
Yeah.
camps, everything, because you have to find ways to make it work, because it's just you. So I would say, if you feel like you know it's hard, nothing worth doing is easy. It's gonna be hard, but
Like that.
you'll find a way to go through it. I mean, and it wasn't easy back then, because I was in school, I was working, and I was raising 3 kids. It was not easy, but you know, you put forth the effort, and for me, knowing God has got me and He's gonna provide for me, you know, it wasn't always silver spoons. Like, there were days I was like, I don't know what we gonna eat. Where the money gonna come from? And just keep your faith in God.
That's right.
We come home and there's a check that came in the mail for me, and I'm like, thank you, Jesus. We gonna be all right.
Yeah.
So it's
For
just
sure.
times are hard, but you get
Just
through it.
can't give up. Yep. Keep pushing.
Exactly.
Nice,
For
nice,
sure.
nice, parents, nice, mom. Yeah. Look, if you're watching, thanks for tuning in. You better
John,
get your mom something.
go to
for
our
Mother's
Instagram
Day.
on your phone.
Tell her Happy Mom's Day. Do something. All right. So the next question is, because like I was saying, parenting is different. It's hard.
Yeah.
With you having the grandkid and you having Zayden in the later eras.
She got the grandbabies.
Grandbabies
too.
as
My
well.
little nieces,
How would y'all say parenting them today versus back then?
I think I learned that you cannot parent every kid the same. But I didn't learn it until I had Zayden, because I tried to parent him exactly as I did them. But he's different.
Sure.
So, and realizing that is like, as hard as I was on them, and they always get on me like, "Ma, I can't believe you let Zayden do anything. Zayden this and that." But
he getting whole meals for lunches and stuff, bro.
he don't like the school lunch.
He don't like
But
that.
anyway.
The school lunch has changed.
So with that, I mean, I realized it wasn't effective. And I'm like, I was running around in circles. I definitely feel like the kids is something. Air, water. I don't know what it is. They different.
They say this next generation is the alpha generation.
Yeah, they call it the alpha. Yeah.
They're supposed to come and save us pretty much. Or that's what they say.
Well, I pray because the children are the future.
Yeah, they're supposed to be the future.
They're supposed to be the future. So, but I just had to learn that, I couldn't parent him the same. That he is a completely different child, and that it's just different now. I don't know. It's very different.
I think I learned that. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you go, Mama.
I think I learned that a little earlier, having twins, because they are two different people at the same stage. And I recognize with Lee, I could fuss, yell, and just. But Beans, I had to talk to him.
Yes.
So I learned that early. But when it comes to my grandbabies,
girl,
we ain't
they so
parenting them.
precious. They so precious.
I parented
They
y'all.
are. That's right, baby. They can do
I'm the
anything.
fun person. Candy, what
That's
you want
right.
to do? My grandma used to take me to get my nails unless
Okay, that's right.
Oh.
So
Now I did take her to Disney.
She did go to Disney.
That's a wonderful
We went to SeaWorld,
But I
experience.
apologize to my kids
went to
because I
SeaWorld.
can do it now.
We still went to
Right.
SeaWorld.
Yeah.
But that's
And it's funny that you do mention that. You said, because I can do it now.
Right.
And that's the thing that I tell Zayden, I say, I really want you to appreciate this, because when your brothers were growing up, I was struggling a lot more. I didn't have the knowledge of, being a parent. It was very different. But now I know better, I'm doing better.
Right.
So just appreciate it a lot more,
And I think that's just the one thing I hope our kids understand.
Right.
Y'all didn't come with manuals.
That's right.
I went in the hospital one day and came out with I ended up with 3 kids, and nobody told me how to raise boys, how to raise girls, what to do. You learn as you go. You try to pull from what you know and what you've seen. And sometimes we don't get it right. Sometimes we make
That's
mistakes. We're human.
Yeah.
Not intentionally to give you a bad child, but we're doing the best with what we have at the time that we're doing it. So,
Yep.
That's real.
Respect
Yes.
respect
That's real.
yeah, because it isn't no manual with anything. It feels like life, work, training, in school.
Yeah.
They got it in books, but shouts to y'all for actually being that mom, being there, and not leaving the parent. I mean, leaving the kid. Giving up when things got hard.
Yeah, no, real.
Can't leave
You
it.
can't do that.
I brush your into
And
it.
one thing I can say, and I can't say, I believe I can say, I'm speaking for the both of us, is that we understand that it wasn't, growing older, we understand that it wasn't easy raising us, surely going through the things that y'all was going through, and then also having to deal with some of the things that we did, like to the way that we behaved in school sometimes, and you know what I'm saying, how we can act up. Like my mom said, whenever I was at school, it was a little hard, you know what I'm saying? I was giving her a hard time. Whenever I was at home, not really that much, you know what I'm saying? And I was a mama's boy, I admit it. I was always up under my mama and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? I ain't go cap. So it's like, maybe that was the difference, is just that, but y'all know that the love is there.
Yeah, we
And
definitely, I
most definitely understand. Yeah, much appreciated.
Everything you've done. Like, nobody knows this but Tay, but it was a long time ago when you was in your stash spot, and you was like, son, look at this. She was like, that was like my first, like, like, this is real. Like, my mom's a boss. She getting to it.
Yeah.
And I think those are the things that kind of motivated me. I'm like, my mom is getting to it. I gotta get to it. You know what I mean? You see what I'm saying? But not in the like illegal way or anything like that. But just getting to it and doing something.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Working hard.
So I definitely say I appreciate my mom. Your down mom.
Yeah,
for sure. And keeping them in check. Let me see what else I got. What time we at?
We
We're
59.
59?
Yeah.
Let's see. Last one. We just gonna jump around a little bit, but before any kids or anything like that, was it anything you guys wanted to be or had dreams of being? DJs.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing because I was telling her I wanted to be Whitney Houston.
You wanted to be Whitney?
Yes.
Yeah, I want to be Whitney.
Yes.
Music,
Oh,
yes.
man. Whitney was
Yes,
Wow,
everything.
Whitney was-
Yes. Yes.
For my sixth grade graduation.
Okay,
Singing.
see?
Yeah, you wanted to sing like Whitney.
Yes.
You
Just
want-
sing like listen.
Nah, I'm just
Whitney
saying, you know.
Oh, no, not
everything
that.
about what? Hold on, wait. Wait.
I got just one
Not
more.
her extracurricular.
Yeah, okay.
Be Whitney.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Whitney
The
was
icon.
her-
The icon.
So she was
Yes.
like y'all Jordan, pretty much.
Yeah, in the singing world.
And in the singing world.
Yeah.
I wanted to be a lawyer. I
You want
wanted
to be a
to.
lawyer.
I wanted to argue and go to, but my journey worked out the way it worked out. I still had an opportunity to go to court. I didn't get to argue, but I still found my way into court. Not on the opposite end, but on the same side with the prosecutor and the Commonwealth. So,
Yeah, that's good.
yeah, it worked
Yeah.
out. It's never your plan. It's not how you plan it.
That's right.
So,
All right.
So is it just like you just gotta go with
Good.
go with it? Just go with it. Like what's your advice?
It's
for
God's plan.
exactly.
Yeah.
Gotta have the faith, but faith without work is dead. So
Exactly.
you gotta put in that work.
You gotta put it in and just trust that
Yeah.
God has got you and He's gonna carry you what you need. But you got, like you said, put that work in,
Mm-hmm.
put it in, and it'll pay off in the end.
Yep.
For sure.
Nice. And I think that'll wrap it up for me.
For the questions.
For the questions.
All right. Y'all ready? Matter of fact, before I say, can we get one more round of applause
Yeah, round
for
of
the moment?
applause.
Yeah, I got to do this real quick. Nah, y'all ready? All
Ready?
right. That's all I needed. Y'all ready?
What you
All
got?
right. Now, usually,
All
we
right.
switching it up today for the Mother's Day. We usually do a bracket at the end or some type of little game or something.
That's usually.
Usually.
Okay.
Oh, because I'm like, what is that?
Usually. It's usually.
Okay.
What are you?
So we couldn't really completely figure out like a tournament style for y'all, what we could give y'all, but we're going to switch it up today.
What you got
Now, both of y'all have 3 children. Okay, so we're going to play a game called, I want to call it Who's More Likely To. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm going to give y'all like a subject. We're going to do a quick sample real quick. Like, which one of your children are the most outgoing?
This a question?
Oh, just
Oh,
answer?
this is you,
Yeah,
Dominic.
this-
out of the 3,
okay,
out of the
okay.
3, who is the most outgoing?
You, Dominic.
Lee.
I
Yeah.
already knew that answer. That's why I put it as the first one, because I already knew that. All right. So, now we're going to get into it for real. I already knew the answer to the first one, so that's why I gave y'all that question right there. All right. So, the next one. Who was the biggest crybaby? Yeah. Yeah.
I gotta go home with him.
Fifth?
No,
Nah.
That's
kids
saying
really
it.
cried.
You never really cried?
No.
You heard more?
Just say it.
Is it in okay?
Yeah.
It's okay, bro. It's
Even
okay.
as babies, y'all,
It's okay.
y'all,
to
didn't
cry.
really, y'all didn't really cry.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So we got no cry.
No cry. That's okay. That's
You
cool.
look strong on this.
I like that. All right. Who is the best hooper?
Best basketball player.
What?
I'm gonna have to say, I'm gonna have to say Bean.
Yeah, that's what I wanted.
I'm gonna have to go with you, Dominic, because
Yeah.
they don't really play basketball.
You know what
I
I'm
mean,
saying?
you a real close second.
See, that
Bean got
that's my boy. I never go
No,
against.
I give he can do some things that I can
That
only
boy got
dream
some-
to do.
oh my gosh,
I can
no
only
look
dream
passes.
of what
Oh
he
my
does.
God.
Man. We was just hooping the other day at Lake Edwards Court.
Yeah.
And he was doing this little old man pose, but it was cash.
I'm telling you.
He's like, I've been working on the form.
Yeah, he's been working on it. I've been popping out with bees sometimes too.
Yeah.
That play nice.
Okay.
Hey, I gotta give him his credit.
Alright, I ain't mad about that one.
Yeah.
But I can check
Okay.
him out. I can keep up with
You
him.
got him. Okay,
Yeah.
for sure. I believe it.
Yeah,
I believe
keep
it.
up with him.
You know what I'm saying? Both of y'all could. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Thanks.
All right. Who's the best gamer?
I don't know. I don't play games. I'm gonna say I don't know. They both had PlayStations.
All right.
So.
Alright, I got one next.
No,
Who's the best one?
I can answer that for
Chanel.
you.
go ahead. You can answer that one because I don't know between you and Zayden.
Me?
It's the tie.
You don't remember that day when Beans logged into my system, made me play him, and quit it on mine to give him the wins? You don't remember that? People don't do that.
I mean, it's a good strategy.
What you got for me? What you got?
Out of all three of them, all three of your kids, which kid can cook the best?
Chanel.
Chanel's the best.
Chanel.
Chanel. Oh,
Chanel.
Chanel.
I already know that.
Ooh.
I know the answer to this one.
That's gonna be you.
Yeah, you know. Oh, sure, I'm not
That's you, Dominic.
the best cook, man. Y'all know it, man.
Zay, we need to get you behind that stove, man.
All right.
Tom?
Look, ladies, close your ears, okay? Fiance, close your ears. Who is the
What you got going
Jesus.
who is the biggest ladies man out of here?
Oh gosh. That's
Oh,
TJ.
yeah.
That's TJ.
Oh, I can't even say ladies man.
No, my
See, but
kids
that's
won't.
staying exposed.
They can't have no
Nah,
emotion.
see,
They can't have no emotion.
I told you.
No, my boys will.
Oh man.
Man. Yeah. So, neutral, I guess.
Okay, neutral. I feel like we kind of got the answer to this one, but no, this is gonna be a 2-part one.
What you got?
Which child gave you the hardest time at home, and which one gave you the hardest time at school?
Oh, at home was probably Chanel. At school, you.
Chanel one at home.
That's good. What you mean? You better be happy.
Oh.
Oh, y'all didn't give me the hard time.
Let me see. Home would be Zayden and school would be you.
Yeah, you was school too.
See, but school, a lot of times it wasn't me, Mom.
Okay, so you they told me they were gonna call CPS on me by playing around on the stage and broke his elbow.
I
Oh,
He got
Lord.
suspended because he was fighting over somebody else's report card on the bus. He got kicked
The
off.
guy snatched it out my hand. Come on, bro.
He got kicked off the school bus, so I made him walk to school. And I had to stop at Tidewater to cross him across the street. He wouldn't keep his pants up at school. I told him I was gonna buy him some suspenders, and he was like, "Well, I'm not wearing that." And Bean said, "I'll wear them." Always at school.
But I did clean it up 9th grade and to senior, right?
Yeah. It
Yeah,
was
when
6th grade. Sixth grade was the rough year.
I cleaned it up
That's good.
when I got a little older, matured a little bit.
I don't remember you being in too much trouble when we was in school.
I was in trouble, but it was just the little things, like in
Yeah.
class, dude throw a pencil, I'm munching them back, but I get caught.
But yeah. I ain't gonna lie, we would do
You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that.
No, we would do something like that in
And
class.
I'm on night shift, so I'm supposed to be sleeping while he's in school. So now they messing with me sleep.
Come
man.
on, Lee. Oh man. So the next one, who is the best dressed?
Who's the freshest? Like
Yeah, who the flyest?
Chanel was. I mean, I don't know because the girls got the Chanel stage. Chanel,
Yeah, see,
Chanel's
Hey,
model.
that's
hard. See,
She was model type
yeah, nah,
quality.
Well,
she
you
was
know,
a model.
That's
That is
TJ.
tough.
He won best dressed in school too.
Not no more. He back in the day. He was.
I mean, that was
Back
back in the
whenever
day.
he was a
Used to be
kid.
come on back then.
I ain't no
What
drippy
year?
guy though. I'll
You
throw on the
mean
sweats and the
Dominic,
tee. That's it.
man.
Y'all always dressed. We worked hard to make sure you had what
Yeah.
you need.
But Chanel
Yeah.
did have 2 different styles.
Yeah.
So she could pull off both styles. That's
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
hard
That's
to
cold.
compete with, bro.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. I think that's all I got for that.
Alright, man. I think that's all we got then.
Yeah.
What time we at?
Yeah. 109.
109. That's
One
perfect
more
time.
thing. I want to say. Nah, I do want to say. We talked about school and stuff. I wanted to talk to you about your sons in school. Okay?
You gonna tell the truth now?
I can tell you the truth now. Now that we old and we grown, we pass all the school stuff, man.
What you got, man?
Whenever you say class, clowns,
Oh,
man.
I know.
These kids, man.
I know you not
Like,
talking.
it was
I mean, really?
He was in New
Remember when y'all was on the bus, right? And they got, I guess they got into it on the bus, and Beans told the driver, I don't know who that kid is. So
shoot.
I made them ride. In the bus, sit right behind the bus driver and hold hands, and I said, you better be like that when you get to school. So when the school bus pulled up to the school,
That's one of the ones I tried to forget.
I was standing there, so when the doors open, I could make sure they was
That's one of the ones I wanted to forget right there.
Lil was loud for that.
That's one of the ones
We don't play. I sent you to school to learn.
Lil
And
was
we
a
ain't doing
funny
this.
dude.
Y'all brothers talking about you don't know who this is. Y'all twins. And the school, Northside didn't even know they were twins.
Yeah. Oh no. But that's the thing. I don't think none of us knew until we knew. You feel me? We knew that they were like.
They had the same birthday.
No,
We didn't.
It's a July
Let me see that.
birthday. We don't get like the morning announcement. Like we never got the announcements during the year. Like it's such and such because ours is in
Y'all
July.
went in school.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it wasn't like two birthdays or anything.
I knew you guys were twins. He told me.
I wanted to. Now, one episode we had my boy Rakis on, and we talked about. I'm gonna play this clip. Because we talked about the black moms, and I feel like it was the same way for all of us. Our parents want us to do this and that. It's always, what I'm saying, what you want to do. Now I want to ask y'all this question: do y'all think it's because of the fear of what seeing growing up with like people our age now would have been locked up, dead, or some shit they into some bullshit, or, you know what I'm saying? Something like excuse my language. Like that plays like a part of why they, was on us the way that they was. So if y'all ain't hear the question, I was basically saying like, was the reason that you think our moms was on us the way that they were is because of the way that y'all grew up or the stuff that y'all seen in the world? And I wanted to ask that question to y'all now that y'all here. Ask y'all that question. Do y'all believe that because of the way that y'all grew up or the area y'all grew up in is the reason that y'all raised us the way that y'all did?
I think it's because, when you see, like she was saying earlier, your parents raised you a certain way. And my mom always raised us to have integrity, to respect ourselves. So it was in us, we didn't know anything different. So I took from that, and some stuff I didn't care for, your nanny fusses, I didn't care for that, so I won't do on that part. But a lot of it just came from the way our family was structured and just how we were. And, of course, the environment too, you have to be aware, especially with y'all being African-American young men, you have to be aware. So I tried to keep you guys involved in as much activities as I could to, keep you off the streets and stuff. So definitely we were aware of that, because we grew up in a...
I think I played every sport but soccer. For sure.
Yeah.
I played everything but soccer.
Doing any and everything.
Right, and I think for me, the addition of me being a police officer and what I saw in my day-to-day working in the streets and who I saw who were ending up behind bars and who were committing crimes that I didn't want that for my kids, my boys, and I didn't want it for you all that were with them. So I tried to kind of keep the community close, and what I could do for mine, I could do for you. If it meant keeping you safe and keeping you from going into the system, then I was willing to do that. So I think my growing up where I grew up, being in the projects in Brooklyn and seeing the things that was going on over there, being in law enforcement and seeing how one mistake can cost you your entire future and not wanting that to happen for you all made me probably a little more stricter. I know I brought home things because my daughter would tell me. I'd bring home things that I'd seen other kids getting into, not because I wanted to nag or be mean or things like that, but I wanted to protect my kids from being in that same situation.
Okay. Yeah.
I told you.
Yeah, for real, yeah, that's really basically what he said when we talked about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, I know, like, my mom's from Portsmouth, I'm from Portsmouth, so I know how it is out there. I know, and we grew up in different times, so I know certain stuff that y'all seen we haven't seen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we didn't get to see a person act this way and that way on an everyday basis. And maybe y'all did, So I know, like, because even whenever I, think of Zayden, Tiffany's kids, my little cousins and stuff like that, even my nieces and them, it's like certain stuff I try to pay attention to. And it's because of, like, where we grew up and the stuff that we got to see. It's like, you know what I'm saying? You know that somebody can be a guy that's like a fast 5-star athlete and then end up in the streets, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You feel me? So it's like certain stuff, and then it's more to it, but I know that's one of the things that I've seen growing up, and I know how it can be. Yeah. So you got.
Yeah. Thank you. We'll get a round of applause.
Thank you for the invite.
Thank you guys for having us.
Thanks for coming through.
I'm gonna end it off on a, of course, a good note. This whole episode was a good note, except you exposing me. But honestly, I want to say I appreciate the both of y'all, first for coming, but I also appreciate y'all being here for us and, doing what y'all did as parents. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for y'all, I don't think we'll be where we are now. You know what I'm saying? And that's to both of y'all. Because if it wasn't for me having friends like Leak and Beans, I don't know where would be going. If it wasn't for me meeting people like Mama, York, and all of them, I don't know, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know how my life would be, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, y'all most definitely, y'all appreciate it.
Yeah, good.
And we love y'all.
Thank you.
Love you.
Love you.
Love you.
I think for me, I appreciate you because your kids are who their friends are, and they're gonna do what their friends do, and just having y'all as friends and all of y'all are still together, still doing the right thing, and still friends. It just means a lot to me because I know it could have been different. So I appreciate y'all for sticking it out together and being positive influences to each other.
That's right. And being there for each other.
Yes, that's key.
We pushing it.
The whole crew.
We passed 10 years. We been here forever.
Yep.
Nobody on no crazy BS. Or,
No, never had to worry about that with y'all. None of them.
So.
And that's a good feeling though. As a parent, y'all don't know.
You ain't even gotta front and do none of that.
None of that funny mess.
We gonna play games. We
Now
gonna
I tell
play ball.
y'all eat a lot.
Oh yeah,
I tell you. That's what I was for real about that get together.
Yeah.
But nah, that plays
definitely gotta do that.
Yeah, that plays a big part on why I want to do like a big get together with all the families, because it's like we did not grow up as friends. We grew up as a family. And that's what we became. And that's why I think that our bond never breaks. I think that's why we don't end up like other people where they end up not being friends no more. They end up breaking off because it's like we weren't never friends. Like Leek was always my brother. Beans was always my brother. Vaughn was always my brother. Joe, my brother. Even Ja, that's my little cousin, but that's always my brother. That's always been my brother. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you know what I'm saying? You got anything?
Nah, man. Everything you're saying, man. Thanks for coming through.
Appreciate y'all coming
in, y'all.
Yeah, shouts out to all the moms out there. Look, happy Mother's Day. Yeah. All right. Like, comment, subscribe. We out.